The world sucks ass. I hate my life. Doomerism is the truth. I hate how the world functions. My worldview is correct because the world does suck ass and psychopaths rule the world, and there is nothing I can do about it. The economy sucks, and no option in life seems to be fulfilling. I hate women, I hate my life, and I hate the existential reality of the world that has placed upon my human soul. I didn't choose this life, they chose this for me. Why would I even try to change the world? I don't know how to change the world. I hate the world and the world sucks ass. I go to work, there's nothing I can do about my life. The world sucks ballsack, and yes, the world does suck ballsack. Look at the world. You go outside and children are being killed and all this. Yeah, I hate my life. I'm 3 foot tall and I hate everything about my soul, and that's just the reality of the world I was placed in, and there's nothing I can do to change it, right? Because I believe there's nothing I can do to change it. Yes, you are right. You've been placed in an evil world, and what are you going to do about it? Oh, I'm going to sit here and continue this perpetual cycle of doing nothing, because why would I do anything? I don't believe I can do anything. I'm going to keep watching Doomer content because why would I consider trying to do anything else? I am right. The world sucks ballsack. Evil psychopaths rule the world. The economy sucks. Every job in the world sucks. So, I'm allowed to come home and watch more Doomer content about how the world sucks ass, because it does suck ass. I'm not joking around here. It actually does suck. Okay, but there's a fundamental thing you must understand here. And the thing is that you are right. You are right. It sucks ass. I'm right. I know the world sucks ass. I'm not blind. The world sucks ass. But do you even understand who you are? Do you even understand how the world functions? No, because the education is a shithole, and they never told you how this world functions. So how does the world actually function? The world functions through creativity, but creativity isn't just a piece of artwork. Creativity is you. Creativity is your mind. Creativity is your power. And yeah, the world sucks ass, but you are constantly creating things in the world, whether or not you believe it or not. Okay, the belief is the matrix. You are a creative being. The thing is, you think a creative person is someone like Da Vinci or like Michael Jackson. No, you are a creative being. Do you know what creates a person? Do you know what creative being even means? It means to create something within the world. And how do you create something within the world? You create something within the world with your mental suggestion, your beliefs, your perception of reality, your knowledge, and who you are as a person. So let's ask the question, right? How do we become a better creative person? Why do you take a free will action? Why do you want an apple, for example? Desire. You want the apple because you desire an apple. You go outside because you desire to get some sunlight on you. You go and talk over to the woman because you desire a woman. So every single free will action that you take is because of desire. In 2026, it's not enough actually to just have free will. This isn't a joke. You have to control your own desires to actually have free will, because your desires are created through mental suggestion. And what determines mental suggestion? What you watch, what your attention is, your phone. And so to be an effective creative being, you must change your mental suggestion and change your desires. So let's ask the question. You are right, again, you are right, the world sucks ass, okay? But what are you creating in the world when you put mental suggestion of doomer content? You have to understand that your lens and perception of reality and your desires manifest into free will action. And so if you believe you can't change the world and your mental suggestion is the fact that you can't change the world, then you won't change the world. And the thing is, you don't even believe that you can believe to change the world. Belief is the matrix, and so you can believe that you can believe to change the world. And then you can believe that you'll change the world, and then you will change the world. Belief is the matrix, but you don't believe you can do this because you've been lied to. Like, again, you're right. Like, the world sucks. The education system sucks. You've been lied to about how this world works. And you've been lied to about how much power you have. But why have you been lied to about how much power you have, my guy? Because you have power. Now then, let's talk about something else quickly. The way creativity works in this world is time trajectory. We've all played Angry Birds. We've all played these types of games where you fling a shot, it flies over the hole in the ground, and it hits the craft on the other side. This is what we call a trajectory, right? You traject your shot, it flies over, and it hits the craft on the other side. And you determine your trajectory by what degree of angle you place your trajectory at. This is the same with how creativity and how you go throughout your life. You input a time trajectory through your beliefs, your mental suggestions, your perceptions, and your knowledge, and where your attention is. And then through time, the time trajectory falls into place. So let's say you constantly practice singing in the best environment against the greatest singers in the world, you attain all the knowledge and the greatest techniques of singer, then the time trajectory over time will fall, and therefore you will become a great singer, because that's how time trajectory works. That's where your attention is, that's where your mental suggestion is, and so the time trajectory falls. But this is a double-edged sword, you see. Because if you mental suggestions are all about doomerism, and they're all about like how the world sucks, and you are right, the world sucks, then what are you creating in the world? Well, you're creating more doomerism. You are perpetuating what the psychopaths want you to do. And this is the crucial part to understand, is that yes, the world sucks ass, but you're continually perpetuating that the world sucks ass by consuming and being that kind of person and being that creative power who actually creates more sucking in the world. And how do you do that? Because you're a creative being. And when your mental suggestions and your beliefs and you consume this kind of content, I consume this kind of content for a long time, and you go out into the world and that's your lens of you view reality through. You'll go outside, and instead of seeing all the dogs being smiley and all the green trees and the sun and families being happy enjoying around, you will instead look at these same people and you will see how they are enslaved by their own soul, how they are enslaved by the matrix. Like, you are a creative being and you create through your lens, perception and beliefs, and your free will actions and your desires and your mental suggestions. You can make the world a better place, but you must believe that you can believe to make the world a better place. Because belief is the matrix. But if you don't believe you can believe to make the world a better place, then you'll just click off this video and go and watch some more doomer content, which is going to keep recycling that loop for you. And then your time trajectory will fall, and your world and your life is going to become worse because of it. And so you are right, the world does suck ballsack. I've said this already 10 million times, you're right. But what are you doing? Like, you're actually just making the world a worse place, because your time trajectory is going to fall, your life is going to be worse, and the world is going to be worse because of it. Now, we all understand the butterfly effect in time travel movies. You go back in time, you kill a butterfly, and because you kill the butterfly, that means that an animal doesn't get killed, and because the animal doesn't get killed, then a human doesn't get killed, and because a human doesn't get killed, the world is a completely different place. What is that? That's a time trajectory, my guy. Now, you are not a butterfly, you are a human being with a time trajectory who can change someone else, who can change someone else, who can change someone else, and by the time you know it, 5 to 10 years down the line, your time trajectory falls and you've changed the world. But because right now you don't believe that you can believe to change the world isn't changed. And so you must understand that you're not a butterfly, man. You're a human being with creative power and functions, which is why the evil psychopaths of the world want you to keep being a doomer, so you don't actually create goodness in the world. Now, hear me out, okay? This is exactly what they talk about in The Matrix. Mr. Smith says to Neo, Neo's crawling on the ground, almost dead, in the rain and water, suffocating. Mr. Smith says, why do you keep trying? Why do you keep persisting? You know this isn't going to work. You know we evil psychopaths will win. What are you doing this for? Love? Freedom? You are merely a human being with stupid perceptions. Why do you keep doing this? And Neo gets off the ground. He gains his own power. And he says, because I choose to. Because he believes that he can believe in himself. He knows he can change the world. And so he will change the world. And You must understand that these evil psychopaths want you to swallow in your own pity. Like, the world sucks ass. Yes, it does, but why would you continue perpetuating that creative thing in the world? Why? What is the alternative, Neo says? Well, there is no alternative. You must strive within yourself, look within yourself, and grow that spark within you, because no matter what you think, right, the world sucks ass and is deadening you constantly, there is a little spark. I know it's in there. If you look within, there is something in there that can grow. It can grow through knowledge. It can grow from believing that you can believe that you can believe. And it can grow through perception and lens and different mental suggestions. But you must help yourself. There's a reason why David is my profile picture on this channel. What does that symbolize? David versus Goliath. It symbolizes a big being of an evil psychopath who has grander power than everyone else. And here is little David trying to defeat this evil big psychopath. Everyone looking around is thinking, oh man, he's going to get crushed. Why is he even trying? Why is he even believing to believe he can try? Like, look at the odds. Look at the odds of this little guy, David, beating Goliath. This is a metaphor, okay? Do you know what happens when you believe that you can believe in yourself regardless of the odds? Do you know what happens when you take free will action regardless of the odds? That is when God helps you. Now, you don't need to believe in God, okay? Just understand this as a metaphor. If you can believe in yourself, you will get hidden boosts from the world. But you must do that already through your free will actions, regardless of what the universe says to you. Let's understand another concept. There are 3 planes of existence. Now, before you start saying this is some woo-woo nonsense, you don't know anything about the world. We know the world sucks, and we know the education system sucks, okay? They do not tell you about the truths about the world. So if one guy says this is woo-woo, you are perpetuating your own downfall. This is what they should be teaching us in the education system. This is not woo-woo. This is the type of knowledge they teach their children. Right, there's 3 planes of existence. There's the physical world, the mental world, and the spiritual world. So the way this works is that in physical matter, we are stuck at 1% of the speed of light. Atoms are stuck at the 1% of speed of light. And so in higher dimensions, we're not stuck at 1% of the speed of light. The mental realm is different to the physical realm. Maths, science, language doesn't actually exist in the physical world. It doesn't exist in the physical world. Like, really think about this. It only exists in the mental world. In the physical world, it's merely just energy looking like a solid because it's just light. The idea of 1 + 1 = 2 is a mental concept that we've created in the mental realm. In the physical world, like, 2 things don't actually exist because it's merely just light come together, but through our perception, it looks like 2 things. Anyway, the way it works is that from the mental realm, it comes down to the physical realm. So before you create a house, you think in your mind about a house, and then through the physical world, you can put it in here. Same with everything else, same with the wheel. Now, this is how belief works as well. In the mental realm, there is 0 time trajectory. So right now, you can think and imagine about you being in any place, anywhere, any time. And through you being that, you can create something right now without a time trajectory. So why is the physical world in place? Why are we stuck at 1% of the speed of light, where the mental realm is higher than that? The mental realm is not 1% of the speed of light, but here in the physical world it is. It's because you're learning how to be a creative person. Now, look, I understand maybe a lot of people won't understand and believe in God. That's fine. Just understand the theory, because this is what the evil psychopaths teach their children, believe it or not. You are here to understand how time trajectory works and understand how to be a creative being, because let's say you are at a higher percentage of light and you start creating things and you don't understand how creativity works, you're going to start creating bad and negative things. So what this realm is here to do is it's here to teach you how to be a creative person with a time trajectory. It's here to show you the consequence of your actions through time. Imagine giving a toddler the ability to create a skyscraper. It's going to look like absolute crap and it's not going to function properly. This is the same in the spiritual world. We're here to learn how to create so we can go higher in dimensions and to create without a time trajectory. And how do you create? Again, you don't need to believe in God to understand this. How do you create here? You create through your beliefs, your perception, through your mental suggestions, and your free will actions and desires, which is all mental concepts in the mental realm. So you create with your mental realm, where there's no time trajectory, and then through time, through a constant stream of mental suggestion, thoughts, and achieving knowledge, and subconscious know-how from environment, and all of these things, then the time trajectory eventually falls in the physical world, and suddenly your creation becomes manifest in the physical world. So let's ask the question. You are right. Again, you're right. The world is a shithole. But what are you creating through your own mental suggestion, your own beliefs, your own perception, and whatever desires you are coming into here? If you can believe that you can change the world, then you can believe you can change the world. And then you can change the world through a time trajectory, knowledge, and gaining the wisdom to do so, because that's how this world works. You believe you can't change the world because you don't have some sort of genetic talent, or you weren't born a certain way, or you weren't born with some innate ability, when none of the greats were born with some innate ability. That's just your belief program, you understand? You believe that genetics and talent determines success and determines if someone changes the world, but it's not true. You just believe that it's true in the mental realm, and so it's true, but you can believe in anything you want to. Nobody is born to be great. Anyone can become great through their free will choice and action, through changing their mental suggestions, their perceptions, their beliefs, and being a creative power in the world. You can make the world a better place. Like, you actually can, but you have to believe that you can make the world a better place. And you can make the world a better place, and you can change your mental suggestions, you can change your perceptions, you can change your beliefs, and then you can change the world. So what are you creating with your current mental suggestions? What are you creating? The world sucks ass. It does. Like, it actually does suck ass. But why you keep perpetuating this cycle that the evil psychopaths want you to do? This is what Mr. Smith wants you to do. It wants you to be here doing absolutely nothing so you don't become a creative force in the world. There is good and evil, yin and yang, black and white. It's the evil versus the good, and what is the evil doing? It's making the world a worse place. The world is a worse place. Look at it, it's absolute crap. And what are the good people of the world doing? What are you? You are a good person, inherently a good person. You are. And so what are you doing by continually perpetuating the cycle that the world is a shithole through your beliefs and your perception and your mental suggestion? Like, you are right, it is a shithole, but what are you creating with that? You are doing the will of the psychopath. Now let's turn this around. When you look at the occult, okay, it's becoming common about this idea, right, that they all worship Baal and all this and the Epstein files. And it's the truth, okay? What is the occult? What is this little ritual thing that they do in secret societies? It's called magic. Occult is magic. Now, we've kind of been lied to through mental suggestion and perception that magic is like Harry Potter and Voldemort and a magician with a top hat. What magic is it's the mental realm. This is what they're talking about. Magic is changing someone's mental systems so that then they believe something, so that then that manifests in the physical world. This is literally what the occult is, okay? What is hypnotism? You believe something is happening in the mental realm, and so it happens in the physical realm. This is how it works with magic. You know voodoo dolls, right? The only way a voodoo doll can work on someone is if the victim believes that they're being victimized, then they actually will be victimized. So, for example, let's say you're some weird psychopathic magician who wants to create a voodoo doll. Well, you accidentally leave the voodoo doll in the victim's bedroom, and so the victim comes in and goes, I am a victim of magic and a voodoo doll. And because they believe they're a victim of magic, then that happens through mental suggestion in the mental realm, and then through time trajectory in the physical realm, it actually happens because they believe they're a victim, and therefore they are a victim, therefore the magic works. This is what ritual is. Ritual is belief, and it's mental power. To an evil psychopath, right, magic is changing someone's consciousness and mind to enact a certain will, to enact a certain free will. If you look, this is seen across history. If you look into how the education system got formed, the guy who literally created it comes out and says in his books, We are creating the education system to direct people's free will choice. This is literally what magic is. It's directing free will. To evil psychopaths, it's directing someone's free will to enact certain beliefs, perceptions, mental suggestions, so that then that happens in the physical world through their creative powers. That is literally what it is. And to someone with their own sovereignty, okay, they control their own mental suggestions, their own beliefs, their own desires to enact the will of their heart through love. Okay, so I love you, okay? And this is why I'm trying to wake you up so you can be a better creative being in the world, because you're perpetuating the psychopath and the psychopathic will. Because you believe and you know, and your mental suggestions and all of this is what the psychopath wants you to be. That's literally what you are. But you can believe to make the world a better place through mental suggestion, beliefs, and perception. And then you can change the world through a time trajectory, through belief. Now, if you actually want like personal help with this, I will help you out. You can check my link below, as well as my book, where I will literally tell you how to become a creative being who will change the world.